Alright, August 2021, going to do a little update on the ammunition and gun crisis that we've been dealing with for the past year and a half. Alright, most of my information I get from online email notifications from a lot of companies that sell ammunition, AR-15, AR-15 parts, and all these other things, and that's how I'm getting the prices. I do not go out and look. I am not currently purchasing or buying any of this stuff, but that's how I'm getting an idea of how the market is right at the moment and how available things are. Also, a lot of people, I do not, like I told you in the past, I don't bother driving to the damn sporting goods stores and gun shops on a regular basis, hoping that something's out there when I get there, okay? I've stopped doing that, but I know some people that do, and they've relayed to me what is happening in that sense there. So that's where I'm getting my info from, and this is my own opinion. Alright, so in the demand, and another thing too is demand, what you're going to see in a wider demand, okay, is what you can say are your defensive calibers. With handguns, 9mm is king. It's a standard pistol cartridge for the military and police, and a lot of people own 9s. Then comes like 45, 38, 40, and so down, and 380, okay? Those are probably going to be, handgun wise, the cartridges everyone's looking for. Then we come again to the rifle cartridges, which again are going to be our military calibers, 5.56, 308, okay, which is 7.62 by 51, I believe. They're both NATO rounds. And then 7.62 by 39, and so on. Okay, when I get these emails, those are the calibers that are highlighted or featured back in stock with their prices. Alright, so how is the price thing going? Well, the prices are coming down, okay? Like I said, you could catch 9mm on sale, not just 9mm ball rounds, not a hollow point or special round, say $10 a box, and that was at one of the stores, sporting goods store. You can go down there, it's about $10 a box, you can buy it in bulk, in cans or whatever, and that's about the price of it. I remember the last time I bought 5.56 with Lake City ammo, 1,000 rounds in an overrun with the green tip stuff. I remember it was, say, $370 for 1,000 rounds, so 37 cents a round and that's probably the best quality you're going to get, okay, in just bulk military grade ammo. Steel case, 7.62 by 35, was anywhere from $4 to $5 if you bought a case. At one time you can get it for about $5, $4.50 to $5 for 20 rounds, okay, and the Wolf or any of those calibers. Well, as we all know, current prices over the past year and a half, that's all gone up. 9mm, same brand, same type of ammo, not a hollow point or super defense type of specialty ammo, went up anywhere from $50 to $60 a box. I even seen them selling the steel cased Russian ammo for $40, $45 a box, okay, which that stuff I believe was about $8 or so, or something like that. Well, now I've been getting a lot of email things, and it comes in, and now you're seeing ammunition either advertised, or there's some people that went to the local Academy Sports, and it was let's say $25 a box, and you were limited to 4, and when they had it in there. Okay, so if you're the type of person that goes to a local store and gets it, be it a gun shop or chain store, you're still gonna find, I've found, and people have told me, that certain smaller gun shops, the minute they get ammunition in, it's all sold out within a day. Okay, they can't still keep it on the shelves. They didn't quite mention the prices. My one friend goes to Academy Sports, and this is something I gave up on. I'm not going and driving, 20 minutes to the local sporting goods stores every day just to see if they got powder, primer, ammo, and all this other stuff. I'm not going to do it. And they do a weird thing. They don't stock it on one day. They stagger it out, and some of it will be there in the morning. Some of it they won't come out till around 10 or 11 and start stocking the shelves like with primers. That's my friend said he missed getting primers because the guy just stocked them and they were gone in a matter of minutes. But the good part is with prices. Okay, primers for 1,000. Before this, let's say it was $25 for 1,000 primers. I've seen it go up over 200. I've seen gun shows where the standard about 4 months ago was 175. Then when they couldn't sell it, it come down to 100 and a quarter. But I think he said, and he missed it, he couldn't get what they put out there, but it was $30 for 1,000, which is probably a realistic and correct price. Okay? 30, say to 35, depending who you're buying it from. But it's hit or miss getting it. And I'm not going to play the game. I'm not going to, be running all the time to get it. Online, there are none. I've not seen, I've had email alerts set up to all the major sellers of reloading components, and I have not, in a very long time, gotten a notification. Barry's Bullets has popped up from, I think, Midway and Graf's, and they are more expensive than they were. A carton of 1,000 or 500 or whatever, Barry's plated bullets. I put in email notifications for gunpowder on several websites, and that was 4 or 5 months ago, not a single notification. So that is not readily available. The local store, I did go in there for something about a month ago, and there were some 1 pound cans of powder, and that's when I said they're up to $35 a pound now for IMR powder. And I found one that I could use, and you're limited to one. This is another thing. You're limited to one, and the ammunition, it was $24 a box. You were limited to 4 boxes. Even though they had like a skid of it, they would only allow anyone to buy 4 boxes at a time, or sometimes 3. So you're faced with the limitations. So if you're going that route locally, you're not buying online or through the mail. That's the current situation. You can find the prices have come down, but availability is quite spotty and difficult, and you gotta, like a dog chasing his tail, go round and round, and maybe you get lucky, maybe you don't. Online, different situation. I get emails all the time. Online, you have to be pretty cautious on what you do, and this is what I found. Some of the major retailers that I've done business with, one is SG Ammo, and the thing about them is even though their base price might be higher, they tell you the shipping, which is, before you even put anything in a basket. Shipping's going to be $16, $18, usually $16 charge, which isn't terrible. Now, say you use a search engine, like, what the hell is it? AmmoSeek. That's what it is, sorry, took me a minute. AmmoSeek. AmmoSeek will list everything, and according to the lowest price up, give a description, everything else, but I found a lot of the things on that search engine. Okay, when you look at the price, yeah, it's lower than what you will find in other places, but when you go with your shipping charge, because like one time I was gonna order a case of, I think it was 9mm or something. And I go, wow, that price is good, it's lower than anybody. It's brand name ammo with a brass case, isn't steel stuff. When I go to the cart, and they don't tell you until you get in the checkout process, shipping and handling was gonna be like $46, almost $50. So that kind of negates the price right there, you know. So be careful, don't get anxious, be aware. A lot of these things listed on some of these search engines, you could end up paying more without realizing, okay? So, and you can also search for primers and reloading components, you know, which you're not going to find many, or if you do, they're overpriced. Depends how bad you want them. You know, you want to end up, like say for a cost of bullets in bulk, 30 caliber bullets, they were, say, 9 cents for all this. If you want to pay 12, pay a little more, but get them, you know, it's up to you. It ain't too bad. Some reloading components aren't bad. Buying reloading components on like eBay or the gun broker is not a good idea, because somebody bought them and is marking them up 50% or 100% or something and selling them to you, so I wouldn't do that. But as where we're going, it appears that it's starting to get caught up. You know, I'm getting more advertisements, there's more material available. The prices have dropped, and as more of it builds up and there are more people offering it, the prices will continue to go down. Now, the one problem is, I've already seen on some forums where they're talking about some sort of future events, put it to you that way, so I don't get banned from YouTube, but there's still a lot of problems, both politically and, you know, and that is one of the main causes of these shortages and panic and crisis, okay? So they're already starting people, if you find ammo, just buy it, and it could be the dealers doing this, I've seen it at gun shows, just instilling fear and panic to boost their own sales. So be leery of that. Don't fall for that, okay? Because actually, with the way things are, I do not see any type of huge restrictions being implemented here anytime soon. They may talk about it, they may threaten and do it, and everything else. But with the amount of guns that have been sold, just, I've heard of some ungodly 21 million last year, and then halfway through the year we're at 20 million firearms sold through this year. I find it hard for them to enact any kind of workable registration or restrictions. Okay, it's impossible. They might be able to say, okay, we're going to pass this on to this, but I doubt it will. You know, with all the millions, 40 million guns just in the past 2 years, on top of the millions sold years before, no way they'll be able to initiate any type of program, or even go just say we're going to go gather them up. It's impossible. So all these gun control threats and that are just a pipe dream. Delusions. So that I wouldn't really panic about. Availability of ammunition, yes, is something to look out for. Now, another thing, not so much, is don't fall for another panic. Okay, if people try to instigate panicking, don't fall for it. Stay calm, be aware, check out your prices. Next problem, quality control and in the ammunition department. And this is recently, I got an email alert from Ames Surplus for Sterling 9mm ammo. It was a 1,500 case lot. And the price they had is like a weekend sale. It was, I think, about $700 for the case or something. And that kind of comes out to $22 or $23 a box of 50 of just ball ammo. Which I was looking and said, eh. Well, then Tuesday or Wednesday, I get another email from AIM, and that price is now down $100 or something less. So when I did the calculation, that 1,500 rounds comes out to about, when that's with shipping, about $20 a box. I said, that's kind of odd. Why the hell would they send me a thing, big weekend sale this weekend only, free shipping, and then 2 days later, it's a certain percentage, like $100 less. In sterling. Sterling ammo, it's made in Turkey, and it's supposed to be good. It's made to NATO standards. Okay. So I say, okay. And I said, let me do some searching on the internet for the sterling ammo. And of course, I do a search on sterling ammo review or whatever, and then once you you filter the search out, you start getting on these different forums, and you start seeing videos and things where this stuff is malfunctioning, it don't work in guns. One guy said he dumped 600 rounds out and tried fitting them in his pistol barrel and found that like only 40% of them would actually drop into his gun. Some people said that the crimp was off, and he showed these cartridges where you can see where when they crimped it, it actually buckled the case to where it wouldn't chamber, which makes sense and sounds like a problem. Then there was a video where they had a Glock and a Springfield pistol that just locked up while shooting it, and one guy, his gun blew apart. It was a Springfield, the extractor come out and the magazine was damaged and all this other stuff. So it's not a good deal, okay, and it's bizarre ammo, okay. I've never had trouble with PPU ammo, which is a foreign-made ammo. Seller, the S&B, Seller and Beloit, I don't think I'm pronouncing it from, I think it's Czechoslovakia. The brass in that might not be the best in durability when reloading, but the ammunition does function and work, okay. Some of the European ones are pretty good. So any of this odd stuff that you've never heard of before, sterling, and there's a couple other brands of 9 that were out there also that I've never heard of that brand before. I would stay away from it, irregardless of what the price is. And a lot of places will not accept returns on ammo. So that's another thing. Make sure you're aware of that before you order anything. Okay. Now, as for the firearms, I've seen from CDNN and a couple other places, I've seen ads where AR-15s are down about the $600 level. I'm talking the generic ones, not the ones with all the fancy stocks, and it's just a plain basic ARs are down now somewhere around in the high fives or mid fives, say 550. So you can find a plain Jane version for $5.50, which was right around the $400 mark prior to the rush, and getting 600, 700, 800 for one during the crisis was pretty simple. Okay, so that price fluctuation went up. And when I was looking for board butter, I was in, because I tell you I don't go to the chain stores, I was in a Sportsman's Warehouse. And generally, their shelves were depleted of firearms. Same with handguns. They have a whole bunch of old used guns in there. I'd say like 15 or 20. They had some black powder pistols, which I never seen in there before. And you'd have some pretty expensive, modern pistols. But the selection was very, very small. And same with on the wall with any type of long guns. Well, I went in there and I seen, I guess it was the Taurus Spectrum. I think it looked like, the way it was laid out in the case, it looked like they had about 30 of them in there. And one of them was just plain black, and then the other one had a two-tone with a nickel finish. And most of the nickel finish ones were there, and the black ones, because there was a price difference. I don't know how much. But the plain solid color ones were a little less expensive, and they were basically all gone. But there was, like I said, they had 20, 30 of them. They had a whole case full of these 380 auto pistols, which sold out. So that means your gun production is catching up also. So you'll see that sporadically things arrive. And depending on what you're looking for or what type of firearm, I've seen a lot of the Taurus guns are back in stock, the G3, and they're all the 9mm, polymer 9mm pistols. Some companies do get them in quantity. And I'm not really looking for them. I'm just talking about the email notifications. So reasonably priced firearms are back. You may be paying the full MSRP. You're not going to find them little sales where they knock $40 or $50 off anytime soon, I don't think. But guns are coming back to where you can find something of quality. Taurus isn't terrible, and again, all the really expensive models, SIGs and all them, things that are up there to the $1,000 price range, you will find them in the stores. Not a lot of people buying them up. One time I went to Academy Sports and there was hardly anything on the shelf in terms of long guns and, like 10 pistols. I went through there last month and they had more shotguns, more hunting rifles, and they had a little bit of an array of handguns, more than just 3 or 4. They had about maybe 10 or 15 different models. And I believe the prices, they're higher than they were before the crisis. How much exactly, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't sit there and calculate it, but it's coming back. So you're probably asking yourself, what do you do? Best thing to do, I believe, is just stay calm. Don't fall into the panic. Don't go crazy again and pay exorbitant prices for components or ammo. I hear a lot of people, well, I want to go shoot and this and that. Well, if you're going to end up shooting more than what you paid for the gun in one range session, it kind of defeats the purpose in that. But stay calm, don't panic again. Hopefully these people pushing the fear and stuff won't trigger another rush, okay? Because the ammunition people in the stores, they love it because they make a ton of money. But don't be duped. Stay away from foreign and unknown brands of ammo that you never heard of before. I would avoid that very much. And we'll see how it all develops. One thing a lot of people ask, primers. Okay, primers and powder. Some powder is coming back. Okay, I've seen a little bit of it where there was none for 3-4 months. There wasn't a single damn can of it. You may get lucky and find one. Somebody I was talking to said, like Pyrex, they have rifle, pistol. He went into a local store and they had one canister Pyrex pistol, which he couldn't find for months on end, so he picked it up. It wasn't $130 either, it was just a normal price, or whatever the normal price is now, which is usually going to be a certain percentage, anywhere from 15 to 20% higher than what it was before the crisis. That's a known fact. But yes, primers are still very difficult to find. Okay, and I don't believe that they're going to ease up on that and the powder the rest of the year. It'll be sometime in the next year before you'll see that, so bear that in mind. Okay. And also, as promised, I'm going to make a separate video discussing the 6.5 Carcano, because this is something a lot of my subscribers have asked about, and it is a specialty item, okay, and it has a different explanation than the in general ammunition and gun shortage. But truthfully, I think if there are no incidents, if there is no major unrest, and that don't fall for people saying that it's coming. That's another thing. I've heard that yesterday there were supposed to be all kinds of problems and nothing happened. Okay, that's the topic of another video, but you see it's tied in to this problem, even much like, I'm going to make another video discussing this, but the health issue and mandates that are being reinstated. This is not good for anybody in any way, shape, or form, and will have somewhat of an effect on the ammo and gun shortage. It does affect it. It is connected and does have an effect on it, which is not good. Okay, so kind of bear all that in mind, but that's my opinion on it. So stay tuned, guys.